Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the odds couple. We come
They
to
might know our names by now.
They probably do. It's possible that someone's watching our video for the very first time on this one. And what we're doing right now is we're taking an early look at, we're thinking about seeding matchups for the NCAA tournament. Of course, today is Tuesday, February 21st. Yep. We got a long way to go, but we kind of know who the number one, number two seeds are going to be.
Pretty good idea.
And we know how things have gone historically.
Yeah. And barring major injuries to some star players, I think these four probably remain the same. What they're speculating on.
Right. So right now we're going to take a look at the 215 matchups, and these lines are usually in the mid-teens, right? They're usually 13 to 18, something
18,
like
probably
that.
At the highest 18. So,
right. Yeah. Although 2 years ago there was one that was 9.5. That was when Kansas played New Mexico State. And the same year there was one that was 23.5.
Damn.
That was when Arizona played Texas Southern.
There.
But last year they were all between like 13 and 17, and that's approximately where you would expect these to be.
How did the 15s do last year, Pistol?
The 15s, it was ATS-wise. Well, one of them lost outright, of course. Michigan State lost outright to
and it's been downhill ever since.
State.
Trust me.
But as far as ATS-wise, they were just they were 2-2, and in general, I look. More often than not, I'm looking for dogs. These teams can get upset. Over the last 6 years, a 15 seed has won 4 times out of 24 games.
Okay.
So so it does happen. And last year, of course, absolutely there was a. So in general, I have a slight lean to the dogs. If I have no clear reason to take a fave, I'll probably lean towards the dogs.
Makes sense to me,
upsets do happen, but overall, as far as ATS is concerned, the 15-2 matchups have tended to be dead on 50-50.
Wow. Okay.
12-12 ATS over the last 6 years. Last year, they were 2-2.
Wow.
It's very, very, very 50-50.
Wow.
Which is
that's
good,
steady.
because what it means is that because when upsets can and do happen, you're looking at it, and if you feel like there's a reason to take the dog, you take it. If not, then the fave might be a good bet, because the faves absolutely do cover.
Yes, they do. They do.
Absolutely do cover. Now, I'm looking at the teams that might be projected right now to be 2 seeds. We've got like Baylor, Oregon, Arizona, Louisville, maybe Duke or Kentucky might be able to steal it.
I think Kentucky definitely will. They're ranked.
So?
I think they will, and I think they're going to prove that through the rest of the surge, and especially conference tournament. I also think that Oregon or Baylor
will get knocked out of the 2 slots.
Absolutely. I think they will. I think Oregon might be, or Baylor especially, I think it's a little overvalued. We'll see what they do tonight. They got a matchup. But, that's, I think Kansas, not Kansas, but Louisville. Kentucky. There was another one, Louisville, I believe you mentioned also. Or Duke.
Duke. Don't forget that Duke, they're healthy now. Duke is right now that I've seen, I use like some bracketology you see on ESPN, just basic stuff.
Is that what you use? I was wondering what the hell you use.
I
like that word, though, bracketology.
Yeah, there's a guy named Joe Lunardi who does some good stuff with ESPN. He has Duke right now projected to be a 3 seed. Don't forget, Duke was the preseason number 1 team in the country.
Yes, they were.
So
that was before Grayson Allen started kicking everybody in the balls and tripping them.
Before the injuries, before the weirdness.
Coach K leaving, having to have surgery, trying to coach from his couch.
So maybe they're due for a bit of an upswing here at the end of the year. What do you think?
I could be, and I'll tell you what, if they do get a number 3 or number 2 seed, they might be dangerous, and they may be one to cover a big spread in those rounds, because you're going to have a team a little frustrated that they were number 1 coming out early, all right, and they did not perform as expected and probably to their own expectations. I think that's going to be a team to look out for in those rounds, whether it's 2 or 3.
Yeah, all right. So
in Louisville as well.
Yeah. So let's possible teams to get upset. Again, it doesn't happen much. Michigan State got upset last year, but it hadn't happened before that since 2013.
Okay. That's interesting.
You think Baylor or Oregon, depending on who they're matched up against, might get upset?
I think Baylor could. I think both of them could, to be honest with you. They have a home and an away presence that's totally different as far as their production, especially on their turnover ratio. And I know tournaments are in a general place. It's a neutral spot. But I think those two will suffer from that without that home court advantage.
Yeah, Oregon in general has an excellent ATS record at the moment, but they're just 9-7 ATS as a double-digit fave. Yep. They're just 5-5 ATS as a fave between 12 and 18, which is the sweet spot.
And now they're starting to question themselves a bit. They've had a couple losses they knew they should have won. So conference tournament time is really going to tell what that team's all about, Pistol.
So let's talk about Arizona, because I know in our videos you've mentioned them quite a bit. Right now they're just about 50-50 ATS overall. My sense is, though, and again, this is just a sense, which might be accurate.
Could be a 6th sense. It might be a 7th sense.
Could be a negative second sense.
Come on, our glass is half full. Pistol.
My sense is that Arizona might be lagging a little bit ATS during conference play in the Pac-12, because the Pac-12 is tough. You know what I mean? Very unpredictable, very tough. but they have those big men. They can get rebounds. They might be one of these teams that gets a margin cover in the first round as a 2 seed against a 15 seed.
Now that I would agree. I would agree for sure. And I think most of that comes from the fact that, here's a team that they know what it takes to get it done at that level, coaching the whole 9 yards. So I just kind of wish Lute Olson would come back. I miss that coach. That guy, I used to cash a lot of tickets with him. But Sean Miller, I think, is questioning the depth right now and the intensity when the second unit comes in. All right, literally you can see a difference in the intensity, how they approach, how they attack. So, but I wouldn't be surprised second round if that team feels desperate enough. We got to just turn it up. They could cover a big spread.
Every year it seems like a 2 seed gets a margin cover, like 1 or 2 2 seeds gets a margin cover over their spreads. Who do you think is most likely this year? You think maybe like
I think a Duke or a Kentucky. If a Kentucky or a Duke, even a Louisville. Remember now they can land-based a team if they're focused. Like they could beat somebody by 30 or 40.
They are also 8-2 against the spread as a favorite of 12 or more, Mike Brenner.
And that's very impressive. So it'd be Louisville and Kentucky because I think Kentucky's getting ready to turn it on.
So you don't think Arizona might be a good candidate for a margin cover as a 2 seed?
Could be, but not my favorite. Heck no, I would definitely take a Duke or Kentucky over them any day.
Duke or Kentucky. And in general, teams that we might be looking to fade might be Baylor or Oregon, and both of them if they become. Because like I said, the 215 matchups, very 50-50 ATS, so it's kind of like if you see one favorite that you really are liking, maybe you want to look for a dog that'll be a little bit overvalued.
And get smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any final thoughts on the 215 matchups, Mike Brenner, before we wrap this up?
No, I'm anxious to see how it plays out, And I was just looking at regular power rankings for right now. Cincinnati's ranked above Florida, Notre Dame, Purdue, and South Carolina in power rankings, and that just blows my mind. It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that's my closing thought because my mind is still blown. Remember, your famous saying, this one's going to blow your mind. Well, this one blew my mind.
So they're ranked over Florida because
over Florida on the power rankings.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because Lunardi has Florida projected as a 3 seed, and definitely not. I didn't see where he has Cincinnati right now.
Yeah,
not a 3
I'm anxious to see. Yeah, I wouldn't think they would be. And so it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. And I wonder if Wisconsin's going to keep up a little bit of momentum, moving forward. But I can't wait, Pete, for tip-off time so we can pull that trigger. Baby.
All right, March Madness has started, and Mike Brenner and I will be covering other seeding matchups in subsequent days. So look out for those videos.
Pete, March Madness never ends because you and I, we're mad in the head. Hey, guys, thanks for your loyalty and your support. We can't do it without you. #AskSBR. March Madness right around the corner, baby.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.